In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own Gorilla Tag thumbnails. I'll go through all the steps here, so follow along if you want to make thumbnails like me, I guess. Now first off, if you're brand new, you might be wondering, what's this? What are you using? I'm using Blender 4.2 LTS. You're going to need this version, so I'll show you how to get it. First, you're going to open up a new tab in your browser, and you want to type in blender.org. Then click enter, and you'll be on the Blender homepage. But we don't want Blender 4.5 LTS, so we're going to click on download, and then right here in this gray text you want to go to looking for previous versions. Where previous versions is outlined, you want to click that, and it'll bring you to this page. And then you want to click on download any Blender, and then you want to scroll down until you find 4.2. Click that, and then you're going to find 4.2.11. Find whichever one matches your specs. Click it and it should download. But then once you're done with the setup wizard, you'll be able to open Blender and it'll look like this. Now this is where you want to go to that little package that I made. This is still an early version of it, so when you see it there might be more stuff in it. But there's this rig and there's all the Gorilla Tag cosmetics. But to start, you're just going to want to download the rig. Now I'm just going to create a new empty zip folder for example. But say this is the Foldex rig. You want to right click it and then click extract all, but I get this message since it's empty, but it'll say extract all down here or something like that, and you just want to click that button and then it'll all be in your downloads folder. Now you can head back over to Blender, click on file, open, locate the Foldex rig folder. Once you find it, double click it and it'll bring you to this. Double click again. This is just something that I made. This won't be in yours, I don't think. But you want to click on this Foldex rig.blend. Now as you can see, I already have mine customized to fit my gorilla. But for you guys, this will just be a blank gorilla. So I'm going to show you how to add cosmetics to him. So you're going to want to click on the hat that you'd like. Alright, sorry for the bad mic audio. I'm literally partially through editing this video, and I just realized I didn't show how to import cosmetics. You go to this Blender stuff folder in the description, and download this Gorilla Tag all cosmetics.blend. Once you download it, reopen Blender, go up here to File, Append, locate the all cosmetics.blend file. Once you're in it, you're going to see all these folders. Go to Collection, and then all these are all different cosmetics from all different updates. And it goes all the way up to the 2024 Shark update. We'll find whatever cosmetics you need. Let's say I need something from the 2023 Canyon update date. I double click that, but then all the cosmetics from that update are right here. And say I want to get rid of this horse, click on them, right click them, and click delete. But anyways, back to other me. But in Blender, to move objects, you have all these nice tools over here. Right now I have it on the move tool, which is just to change its position. So if I click on the hat, I can move the hat all around like this. Up and down, side to side, back and forth. But I'm just gonna Control Z until it's back on the monkey's head. Then this is the rotate tool. Pretty self-explanatory. You can rotate the object to however you'd like. And then this is the scale tool, which allows you to just kind of stretch things. The leprechaun hat doesn't like it when I adjust it though, but you can do things like this, or this, or that. But when you download the cosmetics, they'll all be in their original Gorilla Tag form, so you won't have to do any of that scaling or rotating. Only moving will be necessary. Unless you're trying to do back cosmetics like this, then you will have to use the rotate tool. But you might be wondering now, how do I change his name and color? Well, the name is simple. You click it, and click the tab key on your keyboard, and then it's just like you're writing something in a document. You can type whatever you want in there, but Gorilla Tag by default always uses uppercase letters. So if you want it to look like a Gorilla Tag name, just use all uppercase letters. And then for the color, you click on your monkey, and then over on this side, you find this little sphere. Click it, scroll up here until you find primary color, click it, and then you get this wheel and you can spin it around, or just how dark or light you want the color to be. But there's something special about this model and why I like to use it. If you click on this eyebrow, it brings up all these extra settings. So if you switch into pose mode, you can adjust his eyes like this. And if you want to do one eye at a time, locate this tiny little blue X and click it. And when it turns gray, you can move each eye freely. And you can make them almost do like a half eye sort of thing. And then with the mouth, there's this tiny little diamond down here, and you can slide it through all of the different facial expressions. And then these right here are exactly what they look like. They're teeth, so I can adjust how much of his teeth I want to be in there, or how little I want to be in there. And also by clicking on the mouth, you can move it up and down or side to side if you want to. I'd suggest just leaving it in its original position though. And then this little guy in the middle is his tongue. So as you can see, tongue went up, tongue goes down. And then you can also adjust his eyes by clicking on this little shape here. And then you can move his eyes around. You can make him cross-eyed. Don't know what you call this, but it makes him look a little stupid. You can click on the little blue X and move each eye independently. And if you want to, I believe that you can also shrink the eyes if you want to do like a scared expression, or make them really big to make him look like an alien. But now how to move his hands and the rest of his body. You want to make sure you're still in pose mode and on the move key. Click on this little hand bone down here, and then these arrows should pop up, and you can move his arms all around. Yay! And then you can also grab the rotator and rotate his hands. Now he's really happy. But then say I want this hand to be down, or I say I want him to be like waving or something. You click the little blue X, grab your movement key, and then you can adjust them both freely, both by themselves. And now he's waving. But those are really all the basics in Blender that you need to know. And over time you can adjust and do your own little quirks to everything. But as you guys are watching this, I'm going to make the thumbnail for this video that you guys are watching. So I'm going to cut us into a time lapse. If you zoom in on your monkey's hands, you can see some more little bones. And these move each of his fingers. So say I wanted to curl his finger, boom, fingers curled. Anyways, back into the time lapse. Alright, now I have my desired pose for my thumbnail. So we're going to switch back to object mode, and the last thing to do is to click add and then click camera. Now this is how you'll get the thumbnail picture. So I have a big 0 key on the right side of my keyboard, and if you click that, it brings you in here, which will show you where your camera's facing. But what I like to do is put my Blender POV where I think that I'll want that thumbnail picture, leave it there, and then almost try to adjust the camera right to where I am. But if you look at the camera from the side, sometimes it almost looks like it's facing down, so you almost gotta pull it up. But let's check in, and that's a little close. So we're gonna move it back, and we're getting there, but we're still not right where I want it. So I'm going to get behind it now, grab this white circle, which allows you to have free movement, and by looking at that little gray circle where it was, I try to imagine where the camera was, and then kind of place it where I think it needs to be. But at this point, I think the camera needs to be angled down a little more. So I'm going to go over here, angle it down, and that's looking a little bit better. But it still does need some minor adjustments. I also like to adjust my FOV a little bit, so I pull it in to about here. This just gives you a bit more of a wide angle shot. And after doing that, I think the camera just needs to be moved over this way a little more. And now I've got him right where I want him. And once you're done with this, you want to go up here to render. Click that, then click render image. Then zoom out a little bit, and you have your thumbnail pose right here, ready to be put into the editing software. Then you click up here on image, save as, then down at the bottom, name it whatever you like. Then once you have this, you click save as image. And now we're all done in Blender, but don't close it yet just in case. But we're gonna switch over to Chrome now. Make sure you have a new tab open and type in Photopea, then enter and click on this top one. Now, once you're here, you click new project and click on YouTube thumbnail and then create. Now here's where the fun part starts. You get to pick a background and whatever you want to go in this. And I know what background I'm gonna do, but to get my background I need Blender again. So I'm just gonna reopen the Foldex rig. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is never save after doing a pose. Once you're done doing all your cosmetics and stuff, save that and never save it again. Because that's gonna be your baseline. That's gonna be what you build everything else off of. But I'm just gonna align my monkey, kinda like this. And then I'm just literally gonna take a screenshot of my entire screen. But now I'm all good to close out of Blender, so I am gonna close it. But now that we're back in Photopea, I like to just drag and drop images from my file explorer into here. So that's what I'm going to do to get my background in. And now it's in here. So I'm just going to shove it up in this corner and scale it until all of it fits in. But now I'm going to import my little thumbnail guy, so just give me 1 minute. Alright, so he's in here, but one thing that just happened to me, and I'm not sure if it'll happen to you, sometimes you have to go into the extracted Foldex rig folder to find these. Little weird, but oh well. You might be wondering, oh, he's kind of blending into the background. How do I fix that? You right click here, click on blending options, and then click this little box next to stroke, and then select it. I like to make this white. Click OK, and then set this number to 13. Click OK, and now your guy has this big bold outline around him that really makes him pop. But I'm just gonna adjust my background picture a little bit really quick. But now that I've kind of got this looking a little better, I'm gonna add some more assets in. Now I just popped the Blender logo in there, but I'm gonna try out a few different positions for it and see which one I think is best. But I think this thumbnail is pretty much done. For these two assets, I just drag and dropped them from Google. And then if you want to move them freely again, select them over here, and then click Alt-Control-T. And then you have the transform tool again. But I'm just going to make a few more minor adjustments, and then we'll be all done here. And then once you're all done with your thumbnail, click up on File, Export As, and select PNG. Then once you're in here, name it. And then once it's named, just click on save, and it'll save to your computer. But now the only part left is to edit the video. Oh hey, I'm at that stage. Well, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.